Hello everyone. Am I audible and visible? Let me know. Let me check. Am I audible? Okay. Am I audible? Am I audible? Let us start now. Hello everyone. Welcome to Unacademy Future Doctors. I myself, Dr. Dipti. I'm MD PhD Physiology. I'm Associate Professor and educating MBBS and MD students, and I have more than 17 years of teaching experience. Now, let me explain in brief about our subscription. We have two kinds of subscription, one that is plus subscription and second is iconic subscription. Okay. Now, what are the features of plus subscription here? You can access both live as well as recorded classes. You can study on the device of your choice. You can learn from India's top educators for your medical exams. You can access question bank, which is having more than 25,000 questions. You can compete in live tests as well as quizzes. And within 12 months, we are coming with our printed notes. Second is our iconic subscription. Here, your access to the best from two of the best, and they are, one is Unacademy and Prep Ladder. With Unacademy, here you have well-structured live batches, you have recorded classes which covers your full syllabus, you have question bank which is having more than 25,000 questions, you can compete in live tests and quizzes, you can have comprehensive printed and digital notes. Whereas second one, that is Unacademy and Prep Ladder. With Prep Ladder, here you can have clinical and integrated essentials, video lectures from the dream team. You can have question bank 3 with active guidance, system tags and more. Rapid revision and snapshots and treasures and 2021 dream notes. So both of them, they have their unique features and you can subscribe any of them. We have also added certain features in our special class, and we made the classes interactive. Classes are live and interactive. You can attend live class as well as you can participate in the live chat and get your doubt clear during the class. Also, we have added facility of raise a hand during the class. You can poll for the learner also. You can never miss a class as you get notified for all your classes. Also, you can download your lecture notes and get access to recorded session of live classes. And you can access live classes at any time and anywhere. Another thing we also added, that is updated and highly effective question bank. Our question bank is having more than 25,000 high yield clinical questions which are based on latest exam pattern. Okay, and this clinical questions, they also added with detailed explanation too. These are our NEET PG September 2021 toppers. Congratulations from Unacademy family. Here, this shows our Unacademy medical PG test. This is the schedule for December 2021. You can see here, we have free test ritual as well as plus batch test ritual, in which you can have educator curated test series, FMGE grant test series, study with me YouTube test series, Saturday special class, marathon based test series, as well as grant test series, NEET PG, FMGE, INI, CET. And in plus batch, you can have NEET PG 2022 subject wise test series, NEET PG 2022 grant test series, and next 2023 system wise test series. Okay, here also we can have focus FMGE 2022 comprehensive focus FMGE comprehensive 2022 batch, in which has been started from 15th December, and that is for 6 months. Whereas target NEET PG 2022 test and discussion batch, which was started from 15th December, and that is for 3 months. Okay, now So you can subscribe from your mobile, either Plus or Iconic subscription. Either Plus subscription or Iconic subscription, and you can use my code Dipti10 to get 10% extra discount. Okay. Now let us start with today's topic. Before that, I would like to inform you that all the classes which we are posting on Unacademy Future Doctor channel, as well as special classes on the app, they all are free to access. So all of you please get the maximum benefit of all these classes. As well as from 1st January, there is also a very important announcement for you all, that for new students, new first MBBS students, we are starting our classes from 1st January. Those who are waiting for the admission, they also can get benefit of all these classes. Okay, so get ready for those who have completed the NEET UG and waiting for their admission in MBBS, physiotherapy and nursing. For all of them, this classes will be definitely very much beneficial. Okay, so we will start today's topic. This is our Superfast course, so we are taking topics of CNS. From 1st January onwards, we will take classes which include your whole physiology, complete physiology. Okay, so grab the opportunity and you can get your best results. Okay, now let us start with our today's topic, that is cerebral cortex, various areas of the cerebrum. So cerebrum is also known as cortex because cortex is having gray matter which is having nuclei. Okay, so cerebral cortex, that is also known as pallidum. Surface area of the cortex, that is 2.2 square meter. And this surface area is increased by sulci and gyri. You can see here sulcus, different sulci are there. Their depressions and elevations are gyri. Okay. Now, here major sulcus, that is falx cerebri. Major sulcus, that is the sulcus in which you have a fold of dura mater. Here you can see this is falx cerebri here between two cerebral hemisphere. And another is tentorium cerebelli, that is between cerebrum and cerebellum. There is a fold of dura mater that is known as tentorium cerebelli. Okay, you can see here these are important sulci and gyri. What is sulcus and gyrus? Sulcus, that is, you can see that is a groove present on the surface of the cerebral hemisphere. You can see these are grooves. Okay, and gyri, these are the elevations. Okay, now we will discuss important sulci and gyri. One, that is central sulcus. You can see here this one. This is your central sulcus. This one. This central sulcus. Okay, now this central sulcus is also known as Rolandic fissure. Okay, now Rolandic fissure, that is present between, you can see here, this is your frontal lobe and this is your parietal lobe. So in between you have this central sulcus or Rolandic fissure. Okay, next is Sylvian fissure, which is also known as lateral sulcus. Here you can see this is between your parietal lobe, this is parietal lobe, and temporal lobe here. Okay, third one, that is parieto-occipital sulcus. This one, name itself suggests between parietal lobe and occipital lobe. Okay, another one that is on the medial side, not seen from this this is the lateral view, that is caloso-marginal sulcus between temporal lobe and limbic area. Okay, again you can see prominent sulci and gyri. This one is your central sulcus. This is, okay, this one is central sulcus. Then this is lateral sulcus or Sylvian fissure. Then comes this is transverse fissure here. This is the transverse fissure between cerebrum and cerebellum, this one. Okay, and this is your longitudinal fissure. In the longitudinal fissure, as we have discussed, there is falx cerebri, fold of dura mater, that is between two cerebral hemisphere. Okay, now next we will discuss, that is various lobes of cerebrum. Cerebrum has got 4 lobes. Okay, here you can, sorry, it is This one is frontal lobe, this one. Okay, frontal lobe lies in front of the central sulcus. Okay, then parietal lobe, here this one, it lies behind the central sulcus. This is central sulcus. Okay, then occipital lobe here, occipital lobe here, this is temporal lobe. Occipital lobe lies behind parieto-occipital sulcus, and temporal lobe lies below the Sylvian fissure. Okay, now let us discuss one by one. First is frontal lobe. You can see here this pink one. As I told you, it is anterior to the central sulcus here and superior to your lateral sulcus, this one. Okay, next is parietal lobe. Here you can see it is here. That is issue. Hello. Here this is parietal lobe. It is posterior to the central sulcus and superior to the lateral fissure here. Okay, and anterior to this one, parieto-occipital sulcus. Okay, next is your temporal lobe, this one. This is your temporal lobe, this one. It lies below this lateral fissure or lateral sulcus. Okay, and anterior to this occipital lobe, this one. Okay, and occipital lobe here, that is most posteriorly, that lies posterior and inferior to here parieto-occipital sulcus and posterior to your temporal lobe. Okay, so these are main 4 lobes of cerebrum. Okay, we will discuss one by one, starting with frontal lobe. Okay, this frontal lobe extends from this is frontal pole. It extends from frontal pole to the central sulcus here. Okay, understood? So this is between frontal pole to the central sulcus, and it is separated from this temporal lobe by lateral sulcus. So below is the lateral sulcus. Okay, then next is precentral. It has got 2 areas. Number 1 is precentral cortex here, this part, just in front of the central sulcus. And next one, that is prefrontal cortex, this one, anterior to precentral cortex. Okay, now we will discuss one by one. One, that is precentral cortex, this one, in front of central sulcus, this one. Okay, here. It is located in the posterior part of this frontal lobe, anterior to the central sulcus. Okay, and it has got mainly 3 areas. Okay, primary motor area, premotor area, and supplementary motor area. We will discuss one by one. Starting with first one, primary motor area. You can see here, this is located in precentral gyrus, this one. Suppose this is your central sulcus. In front of central sulcus, you have the gyrus, which is known as precentral gyrus. Number of this area, Brodmann has given numbers to all these areas. Number given to this area, that is 4, and suppressor 4 and 4s. Okay, and it consists of granular cells and pyramidal cells. Pyramidal cells are the cells having the shape is like pyramid. So like this, pyramidal shape. And therefore from this area, tracts started are known as pyramidal tracts. Okay, and their function is they send signals in the form of upper motor neuron, which controls lower motor neuron for the muscle movement. Okay, so this is your primary motor area. You can see here, these are pyramidal cells in the primary motor area. Okay, now here important thing is there is homunculus. What is homunculus? There is particular part for particular area for particular part of our body. Suppose you can see here, this is your precentral gyrus. Okay, so each and every part of precentral gyrus is defined for particular part. Suppose this area if you stimulate this area, your movement of your toes occur. If you stimulate this area, movement of your thumb occur. Okay, so muscles are represented from medial to lateral side, and face here, it is represented on both the sides. Okay, all these are muscles. Suppose if your muscles of left side of body, they are represented on the right side, and right side of body are represented on the left side. Okay, but facial representation is bilateral. So this is known as homunculus. Another important thing here is area. You can see area for the face is large one. For this fingers is also large. Why is it drawn like this? Because these parts of our body, they are responsible for skill activity, skilled movement. So their area are large one. And our trunk area, you can see small one. Although trunk is a large part, but the area is small. Why? Because we are not performing skilled activity with trunk. The same thing you can see here. Area for the face is large, for the trunk is small. You can see here. Okay, so this is motor homunculus. Okay, now next is what happens if you are stimulating this area. You can see here, this is the area, precentral gyrus, area number 4, primary motor area. If you stimulate this area, there is movement of opposite side of that particular part. If suppose here is the area for your lower limb, if you stimulate this area, there is movement of opposite side of lower limb. Okay, now what happens if there is lesion? If lesion on one side, opposite side paralysis occur, and the paralysis is upper motor neuron type. As I told you, these are upper motor neurons. Okay, so upper motor neuron type of paralysis means there is spastic paralysis, muscle tone increases. Okay, issue, motivational live class, good suggestion, but I will be having the strategy motivation class for first MBBS new admission taking students, that is on 30th. This is an announcement for all also. Issue very good question, very good suggestion also. On 30th of December, 30th of December 21, I have special class for first MBBS students. We are starting new batch for first MBBS student from 1st January. And what to do, how to study, all I will discuss in this special class. So all of you please join this special class. You are all are requested. I will definitely guide you nicely in this special class. For the special class, you have to open the app. You have to go to that Unacademy app and use my code to unlock the class. Okay, 30th December at 10 p.m. Instead of this class, we have a special class for the same thing, that is motivational as well as guidance class. I will guide you by my experience of 17 years in medical field, that how to study and to score best marks. I feel that I can guide you very nicely because I have seen first MBBS students suffering a lot. Not only MBBS, but physiotherapy and nursing students. If they watch, they can watch and they can follow a video, they can be with us and they can definitely be benefited. Okay, because I have seen, I am teaching not only to medical students, MBBS students, I am teaching physiotherapy and nursing students too. So I have seen their difficulties, what happens to them when they are in their first year. So that will be very much fruitful. So please, I'll share the link in tomorrow's class, but please share with all your friends that we have this special class on 30th December. Okay, am I clear? And we will reach to good audience. Don't worry, this is just starting. I know that I will give the class so that maximum number of students will be benefited. That's my promise. Don't worry. Okay. So now we come to the topic. If there is lesion, unilateral lesion. Area number 4, what happens? Opposite side muscle gets paralyzed. Okay, this is the thing. Now next is in front of this primary motor. This is primary motor, area number 4. In front of this we have premotor area number 6. Okay, this is present in the posterior part of superior, middle and inferior frontal gyri. Okay, this is area number 6, you can see. And what is its function? It is concerned with skillful movement, making skillful movement more accurate and smooth. Okay, as well as it is the center for extrapyramidal system. Okay, now what happens if we stimulate this area? There is movement. Suppose if we stimulate area number 6, opposite side body will move. There is rhythmic, complex and coordinated movements. They occur in different parts of the body. And what happens if there is lesion? All these movements are affected. Loss of skillful movement. There is hemiplegia. There is spastic paralysis too. Okay. So this is about your area number 6. We have discussed this one. Area number 6. All these things we have discussed. Location, subdivision, 6A, 6B. Okay. Functions and all. Okay. We'll try. Okay. Thank you, Ishu. Next is area number 8. Now you can see this area number 8 is also known as frontal eye field. This one. Okay. This area number 6 is frontal eye field. This frontal eye field that is located anterior to area number 6. This is area number 6. Primary motor, then premotor, then frontal eye field. Okay. And what happens if we stimulate this area? What is the function of this area? Name itself suggests frontal eye field. So that is important for movement of eyes. Conjugate movement. Conjugate means together. Eyes will move left, then both of them are on left side. Right, then both are on right. So conjugate movement of eye. Stimulation results in conjugate movements of eyeball. And lesion results in loss of conjugate movements. Okay, loss of conjugate movements. Okay, then next very important area, broca's area. This one, it is present in the frontal lobe. Very important thing here is it is present only in the dominant hemisphere. Now what is this dominant hemisphere? Dominant hemisphere is, suppose I am right-handed, my left hemisphere is dominant. Most of the individual or right-handed individuals, left hemisphere is dominant. Why dominant? Because in that we have broca's and vernix area. This broca's and vernix are known as area for the speech. Okay, they are located in the dominant hemisphere. Area number 44, 45 here in the frontal lobe. Function, they are important for the movement of the tongue, larynx, pharynx, coordinated movement when we try to speak. Okay, and what happens when there is lesion in broca's area? There is aphasia. Aphasia means loss of speech. Person cannot speak out properly. Okay, that is known as motor aphasia. This is, you can see red color. This is broca's area. Okay, next is your supplementary motor area. This area is present on medial side, medial surface, this one here, anterior to primary motor cortex, and its function is skillful movement gets coordinated, and if there is lesion, this coordination of skillful movement is lost. Okay, now next important area, that is prefrontal cortex. You can see this is central cortex in front of central sulcus. And this is prefrontal cortex, that is anterior most part of the frontal lobe. Okay, now this include area number 9, 10, 11, so many areas are 12, 13, 14, 23, 24, 29 and 32. All these areas are there in prefrontal cortex. Other name is orbitofrontal cortex. Okay, then next is What are the functions of this area? That is very important area for emotions, for learning, memory, social behavior, for all our personality is because of this prefrontal cortex. It is also the center for planning, planned action, intelligence. Okay. Also responsible for personality, autonomic changes during emotional condition. If some emotional condition comes, then our heart rate, blood pressure changes. That is because of this area send signals. What happens if there is lesion? Lesion results in loss of all this activity, loss of mental alertness. That is known as frontal lobe syndrome. Here there is emotional instability, lack of concentration, difficulty in planning, okay, flights of ideas, okay, that is known as frontal lobe syndrome, okay. Now, next one, so this is all about frontal lobe. Next is parietal lobe. Parietal lobe is located behind the central sulcus, this one, here, and in front of parieto-occipital sulcus, between these two. It has got mainly three areas: somatosensory area 1, somesthetic or somatosensory area 2, and somesthetic association area. Okay. Now, next is somesthetic or somatosensory area number 1. This one you can see here. Brodmann has given names 3, 1 and 2. Area number 3, 1 and 2. Okay, and it has connections with thalamus, because thalamus, as we have discussed, it is a sensory relay center. So all the sensory information coming to this, that comes through thalamus only. Okay, now here also you can say localization is same as motor area, upside down. Okay, you can see here, this is the area for lower limb, then for trunk, then for hand, then for fingers, then for face. So below upward presentation, okay, in inverted direction, and face, only face is not inverted, that is above downward. Okay, now, so another important thing is here, that was motor homunculus. Here this is sensory homunculus. What happens? What is the meaning of sensory homunculus and motor homunculus? Here, suppose if you stimulate this area, you feel sensation in your leg. Why? Because this is the area which is getting sensation from your toe, leg or toe, here, this part. So what are the functions of this area? Number 1, that is perception plus integration of what? Cutaneous and kinesthetic sensation. Okay, so this you can see, this is sensory homunculus, this way it is. Okay, then area 1 is important for perception, and 3 and 2 for integration. Plus this information is given to motor area. You can see this is sensory area, information is given to motor area. Okay, now what happens if you stimulate this area? There is sensation that is felt. Another important function that is left is discriminative nature. Discriminative means it not only receives sensation but it discriminates. Like tactile localization means, suppose if we have touched 2 points, so these 2 points are marked separately on if we are getting information through this area. Okay, recognizing, we can recognize intensity of stimulus, relation between two stimuli. So this is discriminative function, whether the stimulus is hot or cold, very hot, less hot, all this discrimination takes place here. And if there is lesion, there is loss of discrimination. Okay, next is somesthetic area number 2. This is located in the postcentral gyrus. This is, you can see, this is postcentral gyrus in the lower part, near the area for the face. So what is the function here? It receives impulses from somesthetic area number 1, this one. So sensory information is coming from area number 1 to area number 2. So you can say that this perception is 2 times in our brain. Okay, then third area, somesthetic association area, here area number 5 and 7, located behind this sensory area, behind the postcentral gyrus, and it is known as center for stereognosis. What is stereognosis? Suppose if I give you with closed eye, if I give you some known object like this pen and I tell you to identify, you can identify. Why? Because from touch sensation information going to this area and you can identify. So that is known as stereognosis, ability to identify known objects with closed eyes. Okay, so that it is the somesthetic, somesthetic means sensory association. Somesthetic is also known as somatosensory. Okay, aesthesia means sensation. जैसे हम कहते हैं ना anesthesia. So aesthesia means sensation. Anesthesia means lack of sensation. Somatic means all body parts. Sensation coming from all body parts. Is it clear? Somesthetic. Aesthesia means sensation. Anesthesia, loss of sensation. Okay. Now, then if there is lesion in this area, lack of stereognosis, which is known as astereognosis. Stereognosis understood? That is ability to identify known objects with closed eyes. Okay. Next is your temporal lobe. This is temporal lobe. This one. Below your lateral sulcus here. It has got three areas. Primary auditory area, auditory association area, and area for equilibrium we will discuss. So starting with this one. Primary auditory area, this one. Area number 41, 42. This is present in the superior temporal gyrus. Okay, I'll explain you. You can see this is your temporal lobe. Temporal lobe has superior, middle and inferior temporal gyri. Okay, so in superior temporal gyrus we have 41, 42 area. These are known as primary auditory area. Okay, what are the function of this? They receive information from our ear. Auditory means hearing. From ear, auditory nerve starts and it ends here in this area. So it gives information that we are hearing something. Then comes auditory association area, that is present here. This two, 20, 21, middle and inferior temporal gyri. Okay. Now, what is the function? It is important for interpretation of sensation. Interpretation means the meaning of the voice. Suppose somebody speaks that if I speak some name, interpretation is by this area. Okay. Now, and third is vernix area. Sorry, this one. Third is this vernix area, area number 22 here. Vernix area. Vernix area. What is the function? That is for understanding. Understanding of written and spoken words. Now, what is the difference between interpretation and understanding? And understanding. Interpretation means we are getting the word, and understanding means we are understanding. For example, suppose if I speak two words in French, okay, you interpret it but not understand. I'll explain you. Suppose my words is merci madame. What is the meaning? You caught the word merci, madame, but not getting the answer. Why? Because you don't know the language. So understanding is here. Merci means how are you? Madame means madam. So this is understanding takes place here. Am I clear? So information comes, then interpretation and understanding. That these three areas are important. Okay. Next is occipital lobe here. Last one, occipital here. It is present most posteriorly and it has visual areas. Primary visual area, area number 17. Visual association area 18, and occipital eye field area, area number 19. Okay. So These are all the different important areas in the cerebrum. Okay, next we will discuss white matters. Small topic in 2-3 minutes will complete. So you can see here, this is cerebral cortex which has gray matter. Okay, and white matter is inside. White matter consists of fibers. There are different types of fibers: association fibers, commissural fibers, and projection fibers. 3 types of fibers are there. Association means they joined adjacent areas, adjacent together. So you can see here, these are short association, nearby, and these are long association, this one. Okay, association means they join adjacent areas. You can see here, these are short one, these are long one. Okay, then comes commissural fibers. This commissural fibers, they connect opposite side, join the corresponding area of two hemisphere, means suppose visual area of this, visual area of opposite side, that is commissural fibers. Okay, and projection fibers, another thing is corpus callosum is the largest commissural fiber. Okay, next is projection fibers. Projection means they connect cortical areas with the subcortical area. You can see here, these are cortical areas and below are the subcortical areas. Like your pyramidal track starts from cerebral cortex and going down. So this is your projection fibers. Okay, so this is about your different areas and white matter in the cerebrum. Okay, so this is all about today's class. Thank you. If you like my video, you can like it, share with your friends, and you can subscribe our channel Unacademy Future Doctors. Thank you.